Adjust.
They'll soon settle in. Kids are very good at adjusting. It took a few seconds for her eyes to adjust to the darkness. My parents had trouble adjusting to living in an apartment. It took time to adjust myself to motherhood. Check and adjust the brakes regularly. Taste the soup and adjust the seasoning.
Arbitrary.
An arbitrary decision. The arbitrary arrests of political opponents. An arbitrarily chosen number.
Denominator.
Exponential.
An exponential increase in travel.
Infinitesimal. Infinitesimal changes in temperature.
Infinitesimally small.
Maximize.
The company's main function is to maximize profit.
We need to maximize the space.
The Career Centre will help you maximize your opportunities.
Parallel.
Parallel.
Entering the world of fine art, she found many parallels with the world of fashion.
There are many parallels between Yeats and the Romantic poets.
Books that attempt to draw parallels between brains and computers.
She wanted to pursue her own career in parallel with her husband's.
Proportion.
The proportion of women graduates has increased in recent years.
Every parent is asked to contribute a proportion of the total cost. The decision affects a significant proportion of the population.
Although the majority of offenders are men, a small proportion, about 5%, are women.
What's the proportion of boys to girls in your class?
The rewards you get in this job are in direct proportion to the effort you put in.
Builders must learn about scale and proportion. Reduce the drawings so that all the elements stay in proportion.
Her feet are small in proportion to her height. The porch is out of proportion with the rest of the house.
Try to reduce your tasks to more manageable proportions.
An ecological tragedy of enormous proportions. Rate. Immediately his heart rate increased.
Australia's unemployment rate rose to 6.5% in February.
A rapid increase in the divorce rate.
People who pay tax at the highest rate.
They only pay tax at a rate of 5%.
Sequence.
The questions should be asked in a logical sequence.
Be careful to perform the actions in the correct sequence.
The chapters may be studied out of sequence.
He's had a sequence of business failures.
The sequence of events leading up to the war.
Accuracy.
He passes the ball with unerring accuracy. Worries about the accuracy of government statistics.
Adjacent.
We stayed in adjacent rooms. The building adjacent to the library.
Compress.
Light silk is best for parachutes, as it compresses well and then expands rapidly.
Isabel nodded, her lips compressed.
Snow falling on the mountainsides is compressed into ice.
The miners used rock drills and compressed air to drive through hard rock.
The program compresses any data saved to the disk.
In this chapter, we compress into summary form the main issues discussed so far.
Many couples want to compress their childbearing into a short space of time in their married life.
Feasible.
A feasible solution.
It was no longer financially feasible to keep the community centre open. A feasibility study.
Gut.
He had a gut feeling that Sarah was lying. It takes guts to start a new business on your own. No one had the guts to tell Paul what a mistake he was making.
There were blood and guts all over the place.
It can take 72 hours for food to pass through the gut.
He felt as if someone had just kicked him in the gut.
Integral.
Vegetables are an integral part of our diet.
Statistics are integral to medical research.
A TV and integral video recorder.
Overlap.
One of Jilly's front teeth overlaps the other.
The tiles on the roof overlap.
Maxwell's responsibilities overlap yours, so you will be sharing some of the work.
The study of sociology overlaps with the study of economics.
Two great men with overlapping interests.
The second phase of development overlaps the first.
My vacation overlaps with yours.
Retain.
You have the right to retain possession of the goods.
The state wants to retain control of food imports.
A lot of information can be retained in your computer.
Limestone is known to retain moisture.
I find it very difficult to retain facts.
He has retained a lawyer to challenge the court's decision.
We had to pay a retaining fee.
It's increasingly difficult to recruit and retain good staff.
Blood seeped down his leg.
Seep. His tension was seeping away.
Structure.
The social structure of organizations.
Challenges to the existing power structure.
A new management structure has been introduced.
The structure of the brain.
Molecular structures.
Circulate. Swimming helps to get the blood circulating through the muscles.
Ceiling fans circulated warm air around the room.
Rumours began circulating that the Prime Minister was seriously ill.
The group circulated petitions calling for a federal law to ban handguns.
Corrode.
Acidic water will corrode the pipes.
Corruption has corroded our confidence in the police force.
Derive.
Medically, we will derive great benefit from this technique.
Many students derived enormous satisfaction from the course.
This word is derived from Latin.
Patterns of behaviour that derive from basic beliefs.
The enzyme is derived from human blood.
Early detection of the disease is vital.
Detection.
By flying low, the plane avoided detection by enemy radar.
Expeditiously.
All issues presented to the court are considered as fairly and expeditiously as possible.
An expeditious system for examining claims for refugee status.
Implement.
We have decided to implement the committee's recommendations in full.
The implementation of the peace plan.
Innovative.
An innovative approach to language teaching.
Innovative schemes for recycling waste materials. An innovative design team.
Installation.
The installation and maintenance of alarm systems.
The whole computer installation was nearly new.
Nuclear installations.
The installation of the new bishop.
Maintenance.
The cost of repairs and maintenance.
The caretaker is responsible for the maintenance of the school buildings.
The theatres were closed on Saturday and Sunday for routine maintenance.
Simulation.
A computer simulation used to train airline pilots.
Combustion.
Component.
Companies that make electronic components for computer products.
Each component of their work.
Exercise is one of the key components of a healthy lifestyle.
Convey.
All this information can be conveyed in a simple diagram.
Ads convey the message that thin is beautiful.
He was sent to convey a message to the UN Secretary-General.
I want to convey to children that reading is one of life's greatest treats. You don't want to convey the impression that there's anything illegal going on.
Your luggage will be conveyed to the hotel by taxi.
Discrete.
The change happens in a series of discrete steps.
The nucleus of an effective team.
Permeate.
The smell of diesel oil permeated the air.
Rain permeates through the ground to add to groundwater levels.
Racism continues to permeate our society.
An emotional intensity permeates every one of O'Connor's songs.
Rotate.
The Earth rotates on its axis once every 24 hours.
The chairmanship of the committee rotates annually.
Rotating the tyres every few months helps them last longer.
Solar.
Solar energy. A solar eclipse.
Source.
They get their money from various sources.
Is your pension taxed at source?
We found the source of the trouble.
Trigger.
He took aim and squeezed the trigger.
The hijacking became a trigger point for military action.